Over the last 5 games, Pascal Siakam has been on a tear, refining that level that landed him on the All-NBA second team just a couple of years ago. But these things don't just happen. So in today's video, we're going to cover what Pascal Siakam is doing differently that is allowing him to regain this outstanding level of play. Let's get into it. Welcome NBA and Raptors fans. This is Amateur Hour Sports, the channel where you get NBA content with a focus on the Toronto Raptors at least 4 times a week. So if you like what you see from today's video and want more of myself talking about the NBA and the Raptors and videos and content just like this, then make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Help us on the road to 8,000 subscribers, and I promise you will not regret it. But today's video, we are covering the man of the night. Last night, Pascal Siakam went crazy against the Milwaukee Bucks, extending this great run of games. Him and VanVleet have really caught fire at the same time. It has coincided, understandably, with the 4-game winning streak for the Toronto Raptors. Last night, Pascal Siakam had a very special game with 33 points, 6 assists, 5 rebounds on 13 for 23 shooting and 2 for 4 shooting from 3. He has been so much better over the last few games, and the only blemish from yesterday's game was the fact that he was 5 for 7 from the free throw line, but the only 2 misses were in the clutch. Thankfully, those didn't matter, so we can focus on those really good things about his game. Siakam, over his last 5 games, like I said, has just been outstanding, really finding a new level as a scorer and finding a new level as a rebounder, and dare I say, finding the new level as a playmaker. I think his playmaking in particular has gone a little bit underrated over this last few games because he is finding some great passes. He's setting up some great scoring opportunities, and the reason he has the ability to find these great scoring opportunities for other players is because there are so many opportunities for himself that other teams need to worry about because he is such a free scoring player at the moment that it's opening up more space for others because he's attracting doubles, sometimes even triple teams because he's just been that good over this stretch. But this doesn't just happen. Pascal Siakam last season, some people would claim it was a really bad year. I would claim, it was just a little bit of a regression in terms of his 3-point shooting and maybe some other stats, but there were certainly some things that he did improve on, like his defense, like his playmaking, and his interior scoring. And his interior scoring has taken a bigger jump this season. And there may be nobody happier, well, Siakam for himself, but there are not many people happier than me right now because I have spent the last 18 months essentially sticking my neck out defending this guy. I have been firmly on the Pascal Siakam hill for a year and a half. I've been saying last season that he's still a great player. He's still a great player, and that's a great season. Needs to get that 3-point percentage sharpened up, and he needs to find new ways to score other than getting to the rim. The start of the season, I told you to be patient. I told you to give it a few weeks. He's coming back from injury. He's still not even 100% back from that 5-month rehab he had for his shoulder. He's still not even quite 100%. There's a difference between healthy enough to play and 100%. And Pascal Siakam is certainly on his way to 100%, but he's not there. I told you to wait a few weeks and he is going to be back to his best. And well, let's have a look at Pascal Siakam back to his best because in the last 5 games, he's averaging 24.8 points, 11.2 rebounds, 6.6 assists on 52 and 39% shooting splits. He has been outrageous over these last few games. And there's been some difficult assignments against him. Have we played against teams that are fully healthy? No, we have not. But you can only play what is there in front of you. I'm absolutely going to take this great stretch from Pascal Siakam. The thing that he's doing differently, this is the key to success for Pascal Siakam, being able to accomplish these things, find that all NBA level. The key, if you want to make all NBA, if you want to make an All-Star team, is have this sustained over the course of the season. We're just have to wait if that's the case. But this high of a level, I don't think is quite sustainable, but just a little tick down is still outstanding. Would love to see that. But what is different? What is different for Pascal Siakam right now is he is finding new ways to hurt teams. Last season, his efficiency on the interior was outstanding. His 3-point shooting wasn't that great. It was just under 30%. It's only knocked up to about 31.5% from 3 this season. He is taking less shots, and he's focusing a lot more on the mid-range game. Now, you've heard me on this channel talk so many times about how I do not like the mid-range game. But for Pascal Siakam, this is why it kind of works for him. He takes a lot of shots in the mid-range and he shoots about 42%. That's like just above the NBA average in mid-range percentage, and I don't quite like that. The reason I don't like the mid-range game, let's take this for example. Let's take Pascal Siakam for example. 42% of his shots in mid-range go in, 31% of his threes go in. If Pascal Siakam takes 100 mid-range shots and he hits 42% of them, that's 84 points. If Pascal Siakam takes 100 three-pointers at 31%, that is 93 points. So a worse three-point percentage still equates to more points in the grand scheme. However, what it does for Pascal Siakam shooting at mid-range, because it is just slightly above average in terms of mid-range percentages across the entire league, what it does for him is that it opens up other parts of his game, because Pascal Siakam has been deemed a little bit one-dimensional in the past. In getting to the rim, people say all he does is spin. Well, if all he does is spin, why can't you guard it? And Pascal used his spin yesterday very effectively, created a lot of scoring opportunities for himself. His patience has increased, however. So when he's looking for that opportunity on the inside, he gets what he wants more often than not. In the restricted area, he shoots about 67% because he can free up those opportunities for himself. But yesterday, what was really telling in some circumstances, like if Chris Middleton, who's a good defender, was defending him, if he sagged off like 2 feet because he was scared of Pascal Siakam attacking the rim, Siakam had no problem just shooting in mid-range. Sometimes you didn't even have to do anything special to free up the shot. The threat of Pascal going to the rim opens up the mid-range. And when he's knocking down the mid-range like he was yesterday, like he has been all season, now you have to worry about that. And if you're playing a lot more close up, you got to really contest that shot or take away the shot altogether. Siakam, with his athleticism, with his speed, with his dribbling, the way he can cross you up and get a move and get to the rim, that becomes a lot easier for him because you are playing so high up on him. In the last season, maybe even the season before, where he was that all-NBA player, what he had was just maybe not being found out yet, but as players develop in the league, certain things about their game get found out. You need to add something else to your game, and that is exactly what Siakam is doing. Let's take a Siakam year-by-year comparison. So let's go to the championship season, 2018-2019. Siakam really only shot corner threes. He was fantastic at getting to the rim, only shot corner threes. The next season, 2019-2020, the All-NBA second team season, the All-Star starter season, Siakam added in the above the break threes and the ability to shoot threes off the dribble. He took about 6.6 three-point attempts per game and was hitting them outrageously efficiently. The next season, the three-pointers weren't quite there anymore for Pascal Siakam. For some reason, he just wasn't hitting them. What he added into his game was some more post moves and some more ways to hurt you on the interior. His interior scoring developed. The reason his interior scoring developed, and the proof for that, is because even though his three-point percentage dropped from 35% all the way down to under 30%, his field goal percentage as a whole increased, which is direct proof that his finishing on the inside improved drastically. And then from last season, where his interior scoring improved, like I said, drastically, to this season, he's added in a better mid-range game. So it makes defenders question how to play against him. It's not as easy to defend against him. And when it's not as easy, Siakam, an outstandingly talented player, has so many tools in which he can hurt you. And I mean, in this stretch, another thing that has helped him a lot is the fact that he is knocking down those threes at a 39% clip. He's knocking down threes. He's knocking them down in mid-range. He's getting to the rim. He's creating opportunities for himself. And he's getting his foul calls. I think this season more than any, I'm really starting to notice Siakam getting his foul calls. Gone are the days of Siakam just always going around the contact to make it a difficult shot for himself. Now he's going into the contact. And you want to give him the contact, he's got the body to go through the contact and still get his points. Is that going to lead to some offensive fouls? Yes, I think there are some times where there are a little bit too many of those and maybe a little bit too many turnovers, but ultimately he's getting his foul calls, he's getting to the line, and he's usually hitting the free throws. The clutch ones yesterday are ones that are going to be really annoying, but it didn't matter in the end, fortunately. Had it mattered, maybe there's a different conversation going on, but we're looking at the game where Siakam had 33 points. Fred VanVleet had a bit of a subdued second half by his standards, but Siakam took over the game when he needed him to take over. They were down by 9 against the Milwaukee Bucks at halftime, and there were some difficult periods in this game. We were down by double digits at some points, but we relied on our guys, we relied on the playmaking of our players, and we relied on scores like Pascal Siakam to get us back into the game. So the final thing we want to touch on is how sustainable is this for Pascal Siakam? Well, the mid-range game has been consistent all throughout the season. The interior game has been consistent all throughout the season. The rebounding, I don't see any reason why it can't just stay at such a high level. Will it stay at, this 11 rebound per game pace over the last 5 games? Probably not. But the way the Raptors are playing, where, we sometimes have those all forward lineups, Siakam's crashing the glass and he's getting these opportunities on the misses. I mean, there weren't a lot of misses in the first half against the Bucks, but Siakam used his opportunities. He's going to continue to get rebounds. It's clear that this is something he's added to his game, and the assists he's doing and the playmaking. This is like a career best year in terms of playmaking for Siakam, and that's going to continue. I can tell that he's reading the doubles a lot better than last season. He is immediately sensing the double and immediately finding the open man at the rim. And the good thing is there are guys cutting to the rim. I think one of the best players at doing that is Justin Champagnie. He's just very quiet on the offense. He's the 5th man, stays out of the way, has that nice little backdoor cut to get to the rim. Scotty Barnes also does it very well among other players for the Raptors. And Siakam, he's finding that pass. There was one, it wasn't in the end an assist because VanVleet missed the reverse layup, but Siakam had his back to the basket. Like the basket was completely behind him. He was sizing up Chris Middleton and went for a behind the back pass right into Fred VanVleet's shooting pocket. Fred missed the layup, but just passes like that, those things weren't happening for Siakam. So the sustainability, I think that it's just a little bit, inflated right now. It's going to come down a little bit, but I can see him sustaining this. I've been telling you all along that Siakam is an amazing player. I've been saying, many of you have agreed with me, many of you would disagree with me, but Siakam, he never left. He was always a really good player. He never left. He's just added in some other tools to enhance his ability to produce on the court. And if he was playing like this and he was healthy from the start of the season, then he would seriously be in some all-star conversations, some serious all-star conversations. Regardless, I'm happy to see Pascal like this. I hope he can sustain it. I expect him to sustain some sort of level like this. Is he going to keep shooting like almost 40% from 3? Probably not, but am I okay with like to mid to low 30s? Yes, if the other parts of his game are as good as they are, then I'm going to accept that. So all in all, to conclude, Pascal Siakam, he's not back. He never left. And he's just producing a phenomenal level right now. And this is exactly what the Raptors need. Let's see what a true test against a defensive team and just this offensive machine like the Utah Jazz looks like tomorrow. But let's bask in this 4-game winning streak. Raptors are back above 500. So what's your opinion on Pascal Siakam? Has he changed your opinion on him this season because he's balling? Do you still think he's trash? Have you always thought he was good? Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below, because that is it for me for today. Guys, please make sure you're liking this video if you did enjoy. It goes a long way to supporting the channel. And if you liked the video and it is your first time here with me today, then make sure to subscribe to Amateur Sports. We do 4 videos a week at least. Sometimes we do 5. I mean, we've done 3 days in a row now of Raptors videos. Stay up to date with that content. I promise you won't regret it. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. In 2022, Amateur Sports, my channel, we're looking to branch out into some more general NBA content as well. Obviously, keeping that primary focus on the Raptors. Let me know if that is something that interests you, and I'll see you again next time for another video.